Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing for the BTCC support race series on Project Cars 2. This is round 2 of this championship from Donington Park National, and we're about to get underway with race 1 in the Ginetta Juniors. So let's go to our little drone camera and let's take you through the grid then. So we have Gummy Bear on pole position with SHAREfactory alongside him. Then on the second row it is Blakeney and NRP. Then row 3, Stevie and Video. Row 4 is Bidzster and Bradders. Row 5 is Neil and George, and the last row of the grid is Keith and Johnny McMullen at the back of the grid. So let's get ready for a start here then at Donington Park. As we get ready for the lights to go out and off we go. It's a good start by NRP, and Bradders further back as well with a decent start, moving over to try and defend from Bidzster. Down to the first corner then. Gummy Bear's on the inside. Looking at Video in the mid-pack. Video goes through nicely there with Bradders. I think the leaders got through okay. Gummy Bear's being forced out. A bit of contact there between NRP and Blakeney. Down the hill. Oh, camera's gone funny again. There we go. Down the crane of curves then. We've got 3 wide in the middle. We've got Stevie in there somewhere. There he is in the... Here he is in the number 22 car. Blakeney ahead. Video at the inside of NRP into the old hairpin. Out the old hairpin. Oh, just about gets away with it. Stevie gets a good run up the hill though. Stevie gets a good run with the momentum. The momentum is a big key to these Ginetta Juniors. In towards Schwantz and then into McLean's. Stevie's through on him. He's got through as camera changes again to Blake as we go out of McLean's. Blakeney then defending from NRP in 3rd place. Up towards Coppice now, up towards Coppice. Got to watch the track limits on Donington Park. It does get a bit funny sometimes. There's Neil Farmer with Bidzster behind him. Remember, a completely random grid for the first race. So now down the exhibition straight, down towards the last chicane. And we've got Video there defending from Bradders behind. Oh, he's slowing down. He must have a slowdown penalty from the from Coppice. And through the chicane he goes. Got Neil on the outside, Bidzster going through on the inside as well, and George looking for a way through, a bit of contact between them all there, and Video goes off. I think Video, we're just in the wrong place, wrong time there, and Johnny McMullen's round here somewhere. I don't know where he is, but he's right far back down the field. I don't know what's quite happened to Johnny McMullen there, but an awful first lap for him. As we look towards Redgate then, as the cameras can't keep up with the action, even in the Ginetta Juniors, so good luck for later on. But then everyone nicely down the craners, so we'll just get a replay on what happened to Johnny McMullen on that first lap. Okay, just before we look at Johnny's incident, here's what happened to Keith at the start of the race that we missed. So we went into the corner and Johnny and George just squeezed together, contact, George gets hit, and then Keith gets hit as well, and poor old Keith gets squeezed off onto the grass and then rejoins at the back of the grid. Okay, and here's the replay what happened to Johnny. So we're on board with Johnny, he's passing Bidzster, who's just made a little mistake out the old hairpin. In towards McLean's, we've got George on the left, and then we've got Neil there in the green car. We've got the inside of Neil. Tiny bit of contact there, and for some reason Johnny's wheel ends up going into a bit of a loop, and it was actually his wheel that caused that problem, and he managed to recover it and then get going again. As we come back from that, NRP down the hill then with Stevie behind and Blakeney in front. Blakeney runs a bit wide through old hairpin there. NRP is going to get a good run up the hill. Stevie's getting a good run as well. This could be a 3-way battle for the podium place approaching here. I don't think Gummy Bear got a good run either, but SHAREfactory is still in the lead of the race from Gummy Bear. Blakeney, NRP defending now from Stevie, and having a little look at Blakeney while he can. Stevie going for the cut back up the hill. He's a side-by-side up towards Coppice now. Stevie on the inside of NRP, in towards Coppice. He's got the line, and he gets the move done. NRP tries to go for the cutback, but he's going to cut the corner there, and he might have to give up another place to Bradders if he gets a slowdown penalty. He might have to, it depends. But no, he's still ahead of him, so he's not had to do it yet, as NRP moves out to defend from Bradders and just have a little look at Stevie as well into the chicane. So Gummy Bear's off! Gummy Bear's off from second. He's made a mistake. He must have clipped the curb and got some oversteer, and he's going right back down the field now. Right back down from second, and he's going to end up in 7th place because Neil Farmack's going to get through as well. Neil Farmack gets through, so Neil's on the move here as we go. Gummy Bear tries to go for a cut back here because Neil just almost ran into the back of Bradders there. Oh, and up ahead we've got a car off. Got a car off to the side. Is that Bradders? I think it is. Let's go to some onboards because we can't really see what's happening. Bradders is off there. He's off. and I think there was almost contact between Stevie and Blake as well, so a few little incidents there. NRP goes right up the inside of Blaney, but then runs wide consequently, and he's going to come back on just in front of him here as the camera can't keep up towards Schwantz. NRP's got going slow up the hill. Blake gets through and up towards McLean's we go. Gummy Bear goes back up the inside. Gummy Bear up the inside of NRP, who goes wide again. Gummy Bear keeping it to the inside. George is doing this now, so's Neil. Bidzster's not making good progress in this, really. He's still in 9th place. Keith and Video further back down the order as well. So not enjoying this Janetta Junior around here, them lot, but onto the straight. Gummy Bear, George and NRP and Neil all together down the straight. NRP's on the inside in the black and orange car. Just trying to go through on George, just trying to defend the position. A little bit of contact, but that can't be helped. And George again goes across the other side and hits Neil, and Neil spins round in front of everyone. Just a concertina effect. Neil, wrong place, wrong time yet again. So Neil, it's becoming accustomed this to Neil's LPB racing races, but unfortunately that's what happened. But we'll just get a replay in of that incident between Stevie, Blake, and what happened to Bradders as well at this first corner last lap. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to Bradders on lap 3 then. So on board with Neil in towards Redgate, and then we got break. We got break a bit late. We almost hit the back of Bradders there. See Blaney going wide ahead. That was his own mistake on Stevie. Then Bradders just goes onto the curb, loses control. Neil can't do anything to avoid him there really, because Bradders has already made the mistake. And then he rejoins on the grass, but Neil is slowing down, trying to wait for him to rejoin as well. And then there's Bradders rejoining just behind us there on the grass. As we come back from that, we've got Bidzster in on the action now. He's behind Bradders, putting the pressure on. Bidzster's home track this, down towards the old hairpin. Looking to go on the curb. Oh, slides the car! George slides it sideways. Whoa, what a recovery from Bidzster. Video just avoids Bidzster just clipping the curb on the braking zone and going backwards here. Bidzster loves this Donington Park circuit, but never has any luck round here really. As we go into McLean's with Gummy Bear and NRP. Gummy Bear under intense pressure now from NRP, and George is right behind, loitering in the background. Just trying to go, I don't think he's loitering actually, he's trying to go around the outside of NRP, round the outside of Coppis. If he can make this stick, what a move. Right around the outside of Coppis, brave stuff, almost contact wheel to wheel. Bradders is trying to join in as well. Wait for me, fellas. As we go down the exhibition straight, he's on the outside, and NRP's on the inside trying to defend. George in the red car. And as Bradders got through around the outside, he's trying to give him space. He goes over the gravel and rejoins. But in trying to give him space, he lost time. And speaking of losing time, Gummy Bear's gone off again. So Gummy Bear goes wide and then goes back down to 6th place. So not good for Gummy Bear there. Meanwhile, in the background, we've got Video and Bidzster battling out. Bidzster behind Video. Bidzster moves to the inside to overtake on the inside into Redgate. Bidzster gets the move done into Redgate and then gets on the power down the hill. Video trying to fight back here on the inside. I think the side by side going down the hill. Video's on the outside. On the inside, sorry, and then Bidzster gets through in the blue car, so Bidzster then takes 9th place. Next target is Keith. Meanwhile, up front, we've got Stevie in the lead. Stevie's took the lead from Cyrex, so Cyrex must have made a mistake, or Stevie took the lead with a good move, so we'll get a replay on that as well. So as we come back from that, Gummy Bear with a massive pack behind him. He's got Bradders behind him, Keith, Bidzster, Video. They're all together as well. Into McLean's, and Bidzster's got past Keith. Bidzster gets past Keith there, must have gone onto the inside, passes Keith up to 8th place. Gummy Bear's going back down the order rapidly here. Bradders goes up the inside but runs wide. Gummy Bear's going to take him back, and Bidzster's approaching both of these boys. Bidzster's approaching both these guys. Down the straight we go towards the chicane, the national chicane. Awful sausage curves, but they have been removed in real life. Remember, this track's about two years out of date on this game. But Bidzster goes through on the inside as Bradders goes wide, and he might be able to get Gummy Bear as well on the run out of the corner, because he's got a good slingshot out of the corner. And Bidzster then trying to go around he's on the wrong side for Gummy Bear really. He's on the outside, but Gummy Bear should have the inside here, but into the corner. But no, Bidzster carries speed around the outside. That's track knowledge for you, and goes through into 6th place. Bradders then with Keith and Video all behind him. He's side by side with Gummy Bear down the hill now. Gummy Bear and Bradders side by side down the hill. Oh, almost contact, but Bradders takes Gummy Bear. Gummy Bear has to tuck in. Oh, Bradders! Oh, why has he gone back into the middle of the road? He's just... somehow it's reset him or something's happened, but Bradders' car all of a sudden just stops in the middle of the road and he can't do anything unless he's disconnected. I think he has. He's disconnected. He's not there anymore. So unfortunately, Bradders disconnects, and that leaves a bit of a shock to Gummy Bear and Video back in 7th and 8th places. And Keith has to back off there in 9th because you wonder what the hell was going on with Bradders there, but at least he's not around anyone, which is good. He's not ended up being wiped out by that. So Blakeney and George are having a nice battle here for the podium place, and George takes Blakeney for 3rd place. So the two teammates swap. So clearly Blakeney thinking that George is faster here as we go down the start-finish straight. NRP's right behind them as well. Meanwhile, sorry guys, wrong little button there. I beg your pardon. As we go with Stevie and Cyrex. Cyrex back in front of Stevie now, so Cyrex and Stevie having a good battle for the lead here down the crane of curves, following each other down the hill, not quite close enough for overtakes yet. Meanwhile, Blakeney, NRP and George all together. Blakeney is in the middle of this pack. We've got George, Blakeney, then NRP. That's the order down the crane of curves towards the old hairpin, as NRP has a little lookout just to try and put them off the braking zone, but that doesn't work, and they all continue up the hill. Meanwhile, Cyrex and Stevie almost side by side into McLean's. I think they were into the McLean's now. Stevie's just behind Cyrex there, and Cyrex able to make it this week, which is good. He's back, and Stevie then feeling the wrath of Cyrex, because Cyrex is in the lead of the race and he's holding on to it for now. Meanwhile, Blakeney and NRP are all still close, and George just pulling away slightly. Blakeney then under attack from NRP. Who gets a good run out of Coppice. You'll have to see if you can draft him down the straight and catch up. Meanwhile, further back we've got Neil and Keith closing up on each other as well. The two teammates running close together. There we've come up with team names for everyone. The two green cars there, Keith and Neil. They're known as the Good Old Boys, named after John Cleland and Derek Warwick back in the late 90s when they used to drive the Vauxhall Vectras. It used to be called the Good Old Boys because they were older guys and they could still race really fast and win races. So Keith and Neil known as the Good Old Boys of LPB Racing. And good to see them running close together. As Cyrex and Stevie come down the hill. Cyrex is independent this season because he's not sure how many rounds he can make, so because of work commitments. So Cyrex on independent. Stevie is part of a team with Gummy Bear called Push and Pass Racing. Apparently Stevie thinks he's the push and Gummy Bear's the pass, but so far Stevie's done more passing than Gummy Bear in this race. I think he's going to be doing more because he's on the inside of Cyrex into McLean's, gets a good run on the outside for the inside of McLean's. Cyrex gives him space but carries the speed right around the outside and says, no you do not, I'm not letting you through that easy, sunshine. So that 8 out of 10 here, and we've got George through there in 3rd. Then we've got Blake and NRP still nose to tail for the last podium place. For 4th place. So George is 3rd. I've got that mixed up there, guys. Sorry about that. But Blakeney then in 4th with NRP and Bidzster catching up as well. Bidzster having a late surge in this car, finally getting used to the car after all this time. But I think it's a bit late in this race, really. But better late than never, as NRP then tries to defend from Bidzster, but Bidzster's up the inside. He's going to go through here on the inside, and he does so into 5th place. Good move there from Bidzster, and now Blakeney's the next target, who's just ahead of him. There we are. Blakeney flashed his lights there because Bidzster just flashed his lights at him, saying, hello, look, it's me, I'm back. So Stevie and Cyrex then at the front. Penultimate lap of the race. Stevie running out of time to try and get past Cyrex here. He's still behind him. One mistake from Cyrex and it'll be all Stevie's, but still closes. Bidzster then. Oh, he's not wasted any time. Gone straight past Blakeney then. He's gone straight past Blakeney through Redgate, and then NRP and Blakeney side by side down the hill. One on the grass, one on that. Oh, almost hit. Oh, I think Blakeney almost shoved him off there, but I think it was just the different lines. But NRP goes off there as Bidzster goes up into 4th and pulls away. NRP is going to be right into the hands of Gummy Bear if he's not careful, because that was a bit of a big mistake, that. But Bidzster then ahead into 4th place, ahead of Blakeney. I don't think he'll catch George in time before the end of the race, but good position there for Bidzster. Good recovery drive after falling down the field earlier on in the race, because just trying to overdrive the car a bit. Meanwhile, the battle at the front, still rages on. We've got 1 lap left once to cross the line this time. Cyrex in the black and orange, in the black and yellow car, and Stevie in the white and black car behind. Stevie gets a bit of a bad run out of the chicane though. That's lost him a bit of time. Cyrex pulls away a little bit there, so Cyrex gets a little bit of extra breathing room onto this last lap of the race. 1:26.1s for both drivers there. What, 0.02 of a second difference in lap time. Incredibly close here between these two. Both take the same line out of Redgate, pushing it down the hill. Down the crane of curves we go for the last time in this race. Cyrex with a little bit of an advantage. Stevie trying to close in a little bit, just closing in the gap down the hill. Then into the old hairpin, brake, into the corner. Do not muck up on this last lap. Bit of curb there for Cyrex, that's all good. Both get good lines out the corner. Just have a quick glance back at NRP and Blake, and they were still battling, but they're okay now. A bit more spread out than what they were before. So the main battle is Cyrex versus Stevie still. As they come out of McLean's, Cyrex still with the advantage over Stevie here. As you look at Stevie's car here, as we go on board with Stevie, I would like to get this really good on board camera if I can, which I love, but unfortunately you can't stay with it. There we are. Beautiful camera, but unfortunately you can't stay with it all the time, because look, you can see around all the driver and that, but we can't see everything. But Stevie's got one last chance, and it's a lunge into the chicane if he wants to do it, and he's not going to be close enough. Cyrex might take this as long as he gets a good run out of the corner. Stevie slides a bit, so it's definitely going to be Cyrex who wins this race then. Cyrex crosses the line here at Donington Park, takes victory in race 1 in the Ginetta Juniors. Well done to Cyrex. Stevie finishes second. George is going to be third. Bidzster's going to be a good fourth after a decent recovery drive there for Bidzster after having a horrible start. As the camera goes funny then, sorry guys. NRP and Blakeney 5th and 6th. Gummy Bear is going to be 7th with Neil in 8th place there. And Keith's coming out the last chicane now, and he's got Video behind him in 10th place. So Keith 9th, Video 10th, and Johnny McMullen is going to round off the 11 as Bradders disconnects. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay, guys, here's results from that then. And Stevie inherits the win because Cyrex gets penalties for track limits. So Stevie wins the race, Cyrex second, George gets third, Bidzster in 4th, NRP finishes in 5th. Then it is Neil in 6th, as we go over the page. Then it is Blake in 7th, Keith finishes in 8th. Gummy Bear in 9th, Video in 10th, and Johnny McMullen brings up the rear in 11th place. So as we come back from that then, there is your winner in the orange, well, it's not orange, it's yellow, in the black and yellow car, number 58. Cyrex wins that race. Well done to Cyrex, and we will see you guys next time for race 2 in the Formula Fords. Take care, guys.